Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this lovely day? It's going to be a hot one today, I think. I think once the heat starts, we're going to be turning the air on everywhere, keeping it cool, lots of water. I think it's going to be one of those kinds of weekends. All right, so I think I have everything ready. I think I'm ready to rock and roll. I just need some people. So I think I'm going to wait a few minutes until everyone gets here, and I'll make sure I have everything that I need. Hi, Angie. How are you this morning? How's Rod? Hopefully he's feeling better today. Tell him I said hi and tell him that he needs to get his butt in gear and start feeling better. All right, so we are going to make some cards today. We're going to be using the Simple Stories, and we're going to be using the Simple Cards. These are card kits where you get everything included to create 8 cards. He's better. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. That's a good thing. Hi, Rose. How are you? Hi, Angela. I see some little creepers in the background there. You got to say hi. There we go. We're starting to get some people in now. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes before I get too in depth here so that everyone's kind of in at the same time. And of course, you can watch this again later on replay if you join late or you miss us or you're busy living life. So with these, hi Rose, how are you? So with these Simple Stories card kits, they also have layout kits as well. So today we're going to be working with this collection. Hi Melissa, yes, I'm having a great morning so far. Hi Rose, I'm glad that everyone's starting to join in. I like this 10:30 thing. I think that it's a good time of the day for me. Just at hair. Oh, awesome. I will see you later then, Sue. You can watch when you get back home. So with these Simple Story card kits, you get everything that you need to make these 8 cards. Okay, so you're going to get your card bases. You're going to get all the bits and pieces that you need. You get 28 chipboard pieces. You're going to get 70 die cut pieces, and you're going to get 8 card bases, and these are A2 cards, so that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and you're also going to get complete instructions. Now, they do not include the envelopes, but it's just an A2 invitation size envelope if you need to buy some. So I have a few different ones that I want to show you that we have in store right now, and then we're going to get busy working on this collection. Okay, I want to just take a quick second and thank Ellie. I see that you're here. Thank you for the beautiful card. I absolutely love it. I posted it on our Facebook page yesterday. It's so awesome. You guys just made me feel so special, and I really appreciate it. So the one we're going to be working on, this one is called Love Grows Here. So it's a little bit of a country vibe. I actually collect stacked folk art animals. I'm not sure what to call them other than stacked animals. My kitchen is full of them. I just love the whole vibe, and we live in the country, and it's just kind of me. So that is Love Grows Here. Then we also have in Hello Lovely. So Hello Lovely has got lots of beautiful big butterflies and flowers. We have a little bit of a glare, I think, from that light. Can we turn the second switch? Nope, it's from back there, I think. All right, so this one is absolutely beautiful. This one's called Hello Lovely. Oh, actually that worked, Gary. It's that one. Yeah. So in this collection, again, you're getting the chipboard pieces. You're getting all of your die cuts. You're getting your card bases. You're getting everything that you need to make these 8 beautiful cards. Hi, Jackie. How are you? So the good thing about these, you can take these to the cottage. You can take these when you're away on the weekend. You don't need a trimmer. No cutting required. All you need is adhesive, some pop dots, dimensionals, and then any other little things that you might want to add. The next one that we have is called Sending Sunshine. Good morning, Mary. So Sending Sunshine, absolutely beautiful with these little bunnies and flowers. Look on the sunny side. It's just so cute, and the colors are so pretty and pastel. No cutting required. It says on every single pack, no cutting required. So you're going to a crop, you're going to a girls' weekend, you're going to a retreat. I don't want to lug everything with me. What do I want to take? Well, you can take these and create all these cards and all these layouts, and you don't even have to take your trimmer. This one is called You've Got Class. So this is obviously a school theme. And again, all of your pieces in the back, you're going to get inside here. Now, the next one is called Just Married. So you're going to get 8 wedding cards, but it also says Let's Celebrate. So this could be an anniversary. Because there's no bride on this one it could even be like a graduation. So I think that you could do a lot with this and make it very versatile. This one down here with the chapel could even easily be for Easter. So I think that you can not get locked into the theme and just kind of do you on them, but yet still have beautiful paper. So then this is all your background pieces. So I saved this one to show you the next pack, which is the page kits. So in the page kits, these are now layouts. Okay, so you're going to make 4 layouts, 12 by 12 layouts, and you're going to have everything that you need to make these exactly like they show in the photo. Okay, now obviously you're going to want to add a little extra. You want to do a little, a little bit of you on them, and that's great. But if you're just that person that you just want to get an album done and you don't want to do a lot of fuss and fiddle, this is it for you. So again, you're getting your main pages. You're also getting all your bits and pieces and all the instructions to do these. And you can add some twine, some enamel dots, decorative brads. You can do you on them. And then the next one we have is called Wish You Were Here. So this is a travel theme. Oh, sorry, this is a card kit. Oh, I had this in the wrong place. I'm sorry. So this is a card kit. So this one is to make 8 of the cards for travel. I'm going to get back to my layout. Sorry. This is Ready, Set, Learn. So this is back to school. This is total school theme. Like you're going to have 4 pages of your album already started. Can you move that? In the back, you're going to get all your borders. You're going to get all your chipboard, all your pieces. All you have to do is add a little bit of you on them. All right, and then the last one I have is called Sunny Days. So then this one now is kind of a summer theme, a vacation theme, nice colors, not too bright. I really like these. So I have already opened my pack of the card kits, but I wanted to show you how simple and easy this is. Good morning, Brenda. How are you? So I've opened mine, and inside you get all of your instructions. They tell you exactly, like step 1, select the background panel of this, this, and this. Like it tells you step by step what piece you need to pull. You've got a photo as well. So this is so simple to do. Okay, you don't have to be a brain surgeon. You don't have to, all you have to do is read it and put it together. And if you don't want to read it, you just want to do the photos, you can do the photos. But it tells you everything that you need to do on this sheet. Okay, now I have gone ahead and popped all my chipboard pieces out. So again, no scissors involved, literally just popping all my pieces out. All of my die cuts, I went ahead and I did all of my die cut pieces. I did everything ahead of time before I started the cards. Now I'm not going to make you sit and watch me make 8 cards. You're only going to watch me do 3. I have the other 5 already done, but I just wanted to show you my process of doing this. So when I opened the pack, I read the instructions, then I popped everything out ahead of time so that if I wanted, I could just grab and go. So there's all your pieces. And again, there was no scissors involved. Okay. And then that's the end of my pack. And of course you get your cards, your bases, you get everything that you need to get started. So I am going to show you what I have done with 5 of the cards. I'm just going to take a sip of coffee. Get myself organized. And I have to tell you that the pin charms for our glue bottles have gone like crazy. We had 30, we're down to 4. But Tina has agreed to make 20, I think 24 more. So we're going to have them probably next week. So if we have, if we run out, we're going to have more. And it's a minimum donation of $5 and 100% of that goes to Season Center for Grieving Children. Okay. So this is one of the cards that I have already gone ahead and done. So this is the Family is Everything. So I have distressed all the edges of my paper. I've added some dimensionals for pop dots, and I have also gone ahead and inked a little bit of the edges. So for me, I'm always going to do a little bit of what I call me on everything. I want everything just to be kind of how I would do it. I don't want it to be so flat. So there's a little bit of dimension on this, and I think it works really well. Okay, so this one's called Family is Everything. The next one is So Grateful for You. I think we may just pan down out a little tiny, just a bit. We're just trying to get comfortable here, sorry. Hi Jeannie, how are you? Happy Friday. Hope you're enjoying your summer off. Our little teacher. There we go. All right, so this one's So Grateful for You. So lots of beautiful Lily of the Valleys and a beautiful chipboard butterfly. I've gone ahead and I've already distressed my edges and done the layering. I did use dimensionals to pop up this on my card because I don't want it to be flat. And again, it's a personal choice. I still think I could get this in a regular email. Oh my gosh. I'm so used to everything being virtual, in a regular envelope. Okay, and these are A2, so these are just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this one's called Homegrown. Now this one I've added a little piece of twine. I started doing a few plain ones and I thought, oh, you know what? I need to do a little bit more me on it. Hi, Lindsay. So, yeah, this is, you just kind of wing it, right? So this is Homegrown, and I absolutely love this. And I'm all into the country, the chicken wire, all this. You guys have seen my house in the store. This is what we are. We're country. So this paper absolutely fit awesome for me. The next one is called Happiness, and you're going to see I'm starting to beef up a little bit now. So now I've started to add some twine. I've got creative and wrapped twine around. I've added some Pink Fresh bling, which is this bling, which is so stunning and gorgeous. So I've gone ahead and I've done some dimensionals. I've added the twine. I've done some of the Pink Fresh. Now this one's a little bit bulkier, but I still think I can get it in a regular envelope. Okay. And then the 5th one that I did is this one, and it's called Love Grows Here. This one was pretty busy, so I didn't want to do a whole lot to it other than adding some twine. Okay, so again, I always distress my edges and or ink them and pop dot a lot of stuff. So this is as simple as it is to make these cards. And I swear to you, I probably had all 5 cards done inside of 45 minutes. Because you don't have to think about it. Once everything's popped out, once you have everything sat in front of you, all you have to do is work. Okay? So I have picked 3 cards that we're going to do. And I'm going to do them where the first one is going to be just like the picture shows. So nothing above and beyond what they recommend for this card. So I've punched everything out. I have everything in a bag. I'm all ready to go. Okay. Now the only thing that I'm going to do with this card is I'm going to distress the edges of my black piece because I want it to just flow with the rest of the cards. So it tells me all the pieces that I need. So I went ahead and I pulled them all. So we got a super cute little rooster, and we got some hearts and a windmill. And then these are our card bases. Okay, so it's probably an 80-pound card base. Already scored. All I had to do was fold it and crease. Okay, so I'm all ready to go. So what we're going to use today, we're going to use a distressing tool if you have one. If you don't have one, you can use your finger blade. If you don't have one of these, you can use the edge of your scissors. Okay, so you can just open your scissor and use the side here. Okay, did I forget? And then we're also going to be using Dries Clear because this is what I use on everything because it's my go-to. I also have some foam tape, double-sided foam tape that I'm going to use. Now, my foam tape is, you guys always hear me complain about it. I never find it to be thick enough. So I have gone ahead and I've doubled it. Okay, so it's a little thicker. You can also use just regular dimensionals, pop dots, whatever. They go by so many different names. I have ink. I'm going to be using Ground Espresso. And I also brought in Vintage Photo because one of the cards I'm going to do, I feel that the Ground Espresso is just going to be a little too black for it. So I'm going to go with the Vintage Photo, which is a little bit more orange. Okay. And of course, always have my trusty ruler because I'd be lost without my ruler. I have obviously my scissors and all that stuff. And I also brought in some yellow bling because I thought maybe I would put some yellow bling on a few things. I haven't decided. But I wanted to have everything in front of me ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distress the edge of my paper and I'm just going to rough it up. And I don't mind, as I've said before, if I happen to tear it, I'm okay with that. If you don't like to do this, don't do it. If you want just to have the straight edges, that is perfectly fine. But I kind of like, the whole roughed up thing. Okay. Now, when I make a card, I always build my scene before I put it onto my card base. I could very easily put this on here, but I found from years of experience that last minute, I may decide that I want to wrap twine or something. So, or I might decide to pop dot it. Well, once it's glued down, I can't go back. So this is what I call my picture, and then this is my frame. My card base is my frame. So I'm going to build my picture, and then I'm going to mount the picture on the frame. Okay, so that's just how I work. Again, it's you guys do you and whatever you feel that you want to do. Now I'm going to also rough up the edges of my little strip just because, again, I want it to flow. I want it to all be, have continuity. I don't want it to look like, oh, she forgot to do that. You can't notice it quite as much on here because of the paper. It's so patterned. But if you feel it, you'll know. Okay. So following my instructions, which are right here. Okay. So they tell me exactly to grab my black chicken. They tell me to get the windmill. They tell me to do all of these things. So what they want me to do first, we have everything gathered. They want me to put down my windmill, and then this is going to go on top. So I'm not going to ink my edges because I want to keep this one kind of simple. So just a little bit the same as it is in the package. Okay, and we're just going to lay this flat down. Then we're going to take this and we're going to just put some Dries Clear all the way around. And again, notice that I have my glue bottle on an angle because I want the opening of the hole to have the glue flow freely. Wow, say that 3 times. Okay, so we're just gonna line this up at the bottom. Okay, now if you wanted, you could also have the windmill sitting on top. Again, it's totally up to you. Okay, and then we're just gonna kind of play and see where we want things to be. So I think I'm good with my choice for the barn. Hopefully my glue isn't gonna act up again today. Okay, so we're just gonna have this somewhat close to the windmill, but without being right close. I love using the Dries Clear because if I decide I want to do something else, I can easily do that. Canadian woman just won gold in soccer. Woohoo! Awesome. That is amazing. Thank you, Rose. Awesome. All right. So now what they want me to do is they want me to put this on here. And again, I naturally want to put a pop dot behind here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do it exactly like they want me to do it so that I can show you kind of a beginner to advanced at the end and just the way that you can just kind of work with it. Okay, so we're just going to put this down. And then we're going to take our rooster, which is actual chipboard, so it's nice and stiff. I really like it. And we are, again, I'm going to resist the pop dot. And we're just going to line this guy up. Make sure that he's standing straight. We don't want him to look like he's on an angle. Okay. And then we have 2 little hearts. Oh, can't get them up off here. So one is yellow. So this one's just going to go up at the very top. Hopefully everything is in view. And the next one's a cute little teal one, the same color as the barn, but it's got some white dots on it. And we're just going to set it off to the side as well. And don't worry if you have a little bit of extra Dries Clear. It dries clear, so it's not going to be a big problem. All right, and now I have my picture done. So now I'm going to bring my frame in, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my picture all the way around. I don't go too crazy. It's a card. Sadly, oh, and always make sure that your flap is opening the right way before you glue this down, because that always sucks if you don't have it the right way, because I've done it myself. Okay, and then we're going to lay this down. So to me, it's a flat card, but it is so beautiful. Hi, Tamara, how are you? So this is our beginning. So this is literally, apart from distressing the edges of our paper, I've kept it exactly the same as the instructions. Okay, so this is together. And again, you could do this. You could do this as a fun wedding card. You could do this as anything. It's fun. Family gatherings, you know, just anything. And if you don't like the title that's on these cards, you could always, if you had a different title and you knew what you wanted, you could change it to something different. Right? So that's this one. So this is going to be our beginner. I'm going to call it beginner. And then the next one, we're going to beef up a little bit. So each one is going to get a little more. Before I start the next one, I wanted to show you all the extra pieces that I have left inside this kit. So you can totally change up, add to all of the cards and do different things. I was really pleasantly surprised at the amount of die cuts and chipboard that was left. So all of these pieces have been left over. So I can use them on a layout. I can make more cards. I can do all kinds of different things with all my little pieces. So they're not cheaping out at all. Okay, so you're getting a lot of stuff that you're going to be able to make more things with. Okay, so I'm quite impressed with that part of it. So I'm just going to gather up my pieces now, and we'll get started on the second card. All right. Gary, can you put these in that envelope? Okay. So now we're going to get started on the second card. So this one, I'm going to do just a little bit more on this one. This one's the Home Sweet Home. So again, I've got my card base, A2 card base, which I'm calling my frame. I have my large mat. I have a pretty border. I have my bits and pieces. And as you can see, I'm like really just assembling it right now. But we're not going to keep it this simple. We're going to do a little bit extra to it, okay? I'm not 100% sure what I want to do extra with it, but we're going to do a couple extra things. All right, so obviously the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to distress the edges of my paper because I want to keep the continuity with all of these. Because you could really put these in a nice box and you could gift this whole thing. And it's a beautiful gift for a teacher, for a doctor, for anybody. Just to have some nice cards that then they can go ahead and gift to somebody else. The school bus driver, because the kids are going back. You know what I mean? Like we could do a whole lot of different things. You could also ink the edges. This was the one I thought that the ground espresso was going to be just a little bit too black. So I'm just going to put a little bit of vintage photo on here. And again, we got fuzzies hanging. So I'm just going to go over my white fringy area and add a little bit of vintage photo. And because it's in the same color spectrum as the coral, it's not going to show in a bad way, if you know what I mean. Okay. So, and when I do my edges, I don't like a lot of ink. I basically like it along the side to cover that white core. I don't go really heavy with my edges because I just don't like that look, especially on a really delicate paper. It's just a little bit not great. Now I'm also going to use my banner that's going to go on here, and I'm going to just rough up my edges. And again, I just tore it right there, but I'm good with it. I am down with tearing. I love vintage photo too. I never used to. I was never a fan. And I know a lot of you that have been with me over the 8 years know that I'm always a ground espresso girl, not a big fan on vintage photo. But I have to say lately, a lot of the collections are really leaning to that orangey type of brown that it seems to be the best that goes with it. So as much as I kind of don't want to like it, I've kind of not had a choice. And I'm just going to be very light on this one because of the color. I don't want it to look dirty. So I just want it to be a little colored without being dirty. Okay, does that make sense? Now you could also go ahead and you could rough up the edges of these tags. There is a lot of white showing and some people don't like that. Depending on what I'm working with, I might ink up the edges of this, but for this I'm not going to because it's just so white or so clear and I don't want it to look dirty. The chipboard as well, you could definitely go in and you could rough up the edges and really make it like it's a worn wheelbarrow. I'm definitely going to do just a little bit around our family tag. Again, it's mostly because I want everything to look like it's flowing and that I didn't forget to do it on something. So I have quite the little mess here. Okay. So again, I'm going to build all of my picture first before I put it in my frame, which is my card base. So we are going to adhere our blue strip to the bottom. And in the instructions, they just want you to go just to the edge of the coral. Okay, not right down to it. And because I have a frayed edge anyway, oh, my lovely husband brought me my fantastic little tool. to suck up all my bits. Look at this. All my mess is gone. You know, I didn't think I wanted one of these little guys, but I'll tell you what a lifesaver this little vacuum is. It is absolutely the bomb. So, definitely, if you guys don't have one, you need one. It has its own charger in the top, and then you just empty the bottom out where your bits have all gone in, and it picks up glitter, it picks up prills, it picks up all kinds of things. Okay, yes, you definitely could fussy cut that for sure. So I'm going to keep my little handy mini vac here close so that I have it. So we're just going to adhere, put down our little strip here, and try to keep my pin in so my glue flows. And I'm just going to line it up to the very edge. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too much of a shadow when I'm actually staying in screen, because I'm looking down and not up. So now we're just going to start layering. Okay, so I'm going to start putting some foam dot on things because I want things to be able to be movable so that they don't look like they're stickers. So I'm just going to add some foam dots to the back of this large tag. Okay, and remember, squeeze the heck out of your pop dot and it makes the back come off really easy. The pressure of it just releases the back and you're not picking and picking and picking. And of course, always put a little bit of Dries Clear on here so that you've got wiggle room. You might want to move it. You're not sure where you want it. So I gotta go have it go in the right way. So that's the key thing too, is to make sure that it's going the right way. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay this just about here. It's just a little bit above my panel because I've got some veggies that I also need to put in. So for this one, I'm just gonna put one pop dot on the bottom of this tomato because the rest of it is just sitting on the top one and doesn't need it. Okay, does that make sense? So I want to raise this up so that it's going to be at the same height. And then on this end, I'm just going to put some adhesive because it's just going to stick to the tag on the top. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go like this. And now I've got a pop dot. Now everything is the same height, but I've only used one pop dot. Okay, and then the next part we're going to put on is our wheelbarrow. So the wheelbarrow we're going to want to have pop dotted a lot because I want some dimension. So I think I'm going to do my foam strip. It's getting warm. I can feel it already. Okay, so I have gone ahead and I have doubled my foam tape so that it's a little thicker. Going to put a couple pieces down. Doesn't have to have a lot. Again, it's a card. More than likely it's going to end up in a recycling bin at some point, which is always sad, but inevitable. Or in my case, in the wood stove. It is warm, yeah. I'm really starting to feel it. So press down really hard on your foam tape at all times. Helps to release the back. And then this way it just peels off really quick. Sometimes. Of course, the more I say to do that, then it's not going to do it. But we know how that is. So worst case, we'll start from the other end. Come on now. This one's just being a biscuit. Okay. Get all my stuff out of the way. So this one I'm going to try to keep it a little narrow. I don't like that some of my foam tape is showing underneath there, so I'm going to trim that off. And I'm just going to find where I kind of want it. I want everything to show, but I want it to be very dimensional. Okay. So next we're going to put some pop dots just on the back of our little tag here. Have you guys bought any of these card kits? I was so sad the other day when Simple Stories Vintage Lemon Twist was announced that it was discontinued after its first release. A lot of the pre-order stuff that I had on pre-order, some of it I'm still going to receive, but due to an importing issue, the paper is not going to be ran again for a second print. So if you were fortunate enough to get it from me, you guys are very lucky because the paper will not be released, but I have a couple of the card kits coming today. So very, very upset about that turn of events, but it has happened before, so it's not new, and it is due to COVID, but it does happen. And while I'm on that, while I'm working, I'm just gonna adhere this onto my tag that I just did pop dots on. I'm just gonna put some adhesive, some Dries Clear glue on the back. So the release of the July collection for Heartfelt Creations, the Festive Poinsettia, was supposed to be out in July. It just arrived to me last night. So it is now available for anyone that wants to stop in and pick it up. Okay. So I really like the way that this is turning out. I really like my picture so far. So now I'm going to bring my frame in, which is my card base. And because I want to keep these somewhat simple without it being too high for shipping, I'm just going to adhere the back. I'm not going to bother putting some pop dots on. Okay, so again, keep your glue bottle at an angle so that that hole is totally open. They really need to come up with a master thing for these tips. I've been telling Gary that he's an engineer. He needs to come up with a way. Like, see, this thing is so frustrating that I'm just going to end up taking off the tip because it's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so now I'm just going to lay this onto my card base. Hope it's straight. I always say hope because I got a really crooked eye. I trained under a master tailor for 3 years, and he was British, and he trained on Savile Row, and he said to me, I don't know how the H you ever learned how to sew when you're so crooked. But here I am. So this is our family Home Sweet Home card. So this is our this was our beginner. So we just did exactly what they said except for the edges. So this one's just kept it, you know, simple. This one I beefed it up a little bit by doing a little bit more. Okay, so now it's starting to become a little bit more Leanne. So now the next card that we're going to do, our last card, we're going to add some cardstock. We're going to add some twine. We're going to add some bling. We're going to do some fun things, okay? So this is my stacked animal card. Okay, so I've got my A2. So these are tent cards, and by that they sit like this. This one is going to be a regular greeting card. So it's going to open like a book, so a book card. Okay, so if you say to me, oh, I really like that tent card, I'm going to know that you like the one that sits like a tent. Okay, so that's just my way of referring to everything. So we're going to set our card base aside. This is the pretty panel, our pretty paper. We have our stacked animals. We've got our Love My Herd tag and some ribbon, and ribbon is done with paper. Now I want to matte this onto black because I want to tie in the black with my cows. So I've gone ahead and I've already cut my piece of black cardstock, and I cut it at 3 1/8 by 5 1/2. Now my panel is a little too long, it's 5 1/2. So I want it to be a little shorter because I want black all the way around all 4 sides. So I am just going to trim off 1/8 of an inch from my pretty panel, and it doesn't matter which end because there's no, you know, top or bottom. So this is 5 1/2. So I'm going to take this down to 5 3/8, cut off my 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to lay it on my black piece and be sure that I've got black showing all the way around, which I do. Now I find that it might just be a little too short, so I'm just gonna take off another little smidge. And there's no measurement for the smidge, okay? It's between 5 3/8 and 5 1/4. I'm sure Gary could tell me the exact 16th, but it's just a smidge, okay? So that's what I've taken off, those two little slivers. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rough up my edges of this little piece as well as my main piece. And it's kind of fun to rip all this and be destructive this way on paper when it turns out so pretty at the end. Does anyone have any questions so far? Anything? Wondering what I'm doing? I'm not really following the instructions right now because I've read them so much I kind of know them inside out. But if I did need to know, I could definitely reference the instructions. And I definitely would keep the instructions just as a reference that, you know, you might have some other bits and pieces that you might want to make another card with. And at least you've got that as a sample. Okay. So I find depending on how you hold your piece, it gets to be more torn on one edge, less on another. So I'm also going to follow through with my tag that I just ripped, and I'm good with it. If you don't have a distress tool, you can definitely use this one that just sits on your finger, okay? And make sure that it's always on an angle because you don't want to cut the paper. You don't want to slice the paper. You want to tear it. So you want it to be right straight with the paper because if I turn it this way, I'm going to cut it. So I want it to be flat on the paper. Okay, and it does the exact same thing that my distress tool did. And you can do this with a pair of scissors as well. So you don't have to run out and buy all the things if you don't have it. You all have a pair of scissors. Okay. So now I'm going to bring back my little guy. I need a name for this guy. If you guys have any ideas, I need a name for my little guy here that's going to clean my mess. Look at that. All of this is gone. All these little fibers are gone now. Okay, and it only takes a second to do. Leave it always sitting in your little plastic tray and it just protects those brushes on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just work my way through this how I think I want this to be. So if I'm silent, it's only because I'm in the creative zone. So it might be a little bit more of a watching than a listening kind of thing, but, and then we just want to get this onto our black piece, just enough. And again, I never glue all the way out to the edge because I want it to be ruffled. I want that distressed look. So I always put my glue minimum 1/4 of an inch inside on the back because I want this to be loose. I want this to be loosey-goosey and up and not flat. I hate stickers. Always have. Okay. So now we're just going to center. They want me to center this, but I'm not really great at centering. I always tend to like my stuff off to the one side. So I think I'm just going to adhere this one down. Everything else is going to get built up with some pop dots. But I'm not going to go straight on. I'm going to take it just a little bit to the right. Okay, hopefully that is straight. So if you see on here, can I just have the main pack of that? I think it's probably at the first one at the bottom, right at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see on here, they want this to be right straight in the center. Well, I'm not good at center. I always like things to be off a little bit. So I'm gonna move my panel that I just backed with black cardstock. I'm gonna put this a little bit to the right. Okay, so it's not center. I just find it adds interest. It just looks a little different for no other reason than it just looks a little different. Now I have this idea that I have some mustard yellow twine and some black twine. And because I love twine of any color, and I like saying the word twine, I am going to wrap some twine around my piece. Now the two colors might be too much, we'll see. Might be too much color. Oops. Now you always want to leave a little bit of a tail at the end because you want to have enough room to tie a bow. Okay. So I want to bring this like this, and then if I can find my scissors, I'm going to cut off another tail on the other side. Okay. And then I'm going to make a little bow. I can't see if I'm in screen, sorry. If I'm at a screen, it's because I'm trying to hold and look at the same time. Okay, so now I'm going to tie these together. Good morning, Trish. Not a problem. Can always go back and watch if you missed any. Okay, so now I'm just going to make a little bow on the end here. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Oh, I missed my black piece. Hang on. I think maybe I'll just tie a knot first, and that will help to secure the two together. That might be part of my problem. Okay. And of course, you know, nothing ever works 100% for TV. Not that we're on TV, but you know what I mean. Okay. So now I'm just going to fiddle with this bow because I don't want my bow to be too big. My bow section. Okay. Now I'm not going to cut my strings off until I know for sure that I'm happy with what I got. Always leave these to the very end because if you cut them too short, then you're in trouble. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a piece of double-sided tape across the back of this. Some foam tape is what I mean. Okay, and it helps to secure this ribbon as well. Press it down. And remember, you're the master of the bow. I say this all the time. Hi, Deborah. When you're making a bow and you're not happy with the way that it turns out, put your thumb over the center part where you tied it. This is my old floral days. You put this in here and then you can pull your tails. You can make these come perfectly straight. Do you see how straight that came? But I didn't wreck my bow. And if I want one side to be bigger than the other or whatever, you have that ability as long as you're holding the knot that is the bow. It helps. So that's just a little Leanne tip. I cannot get the back of this off. They put such a fine little backing on this tape. Come on. Good morning, Suzanne. How are you? You enjoying this heat? Are you a heat lover? I am not. There we go. Whew, that was tough. Okay, always want to make sure that I put some of my dries clear on here. Always want to have that on so that if I need to move it, I can. Also, if you have tape that might not be as sticky as you would like, this is just going to ensure that everything stays where you want it to be. And I'm just going to center this over my panel. Okay. And again, I'm going to leave these tails for now until I put it onto my card base because I want to see where it's going to sit on my actual card base. It might be a little above, might be a little below. I don't know yet, so I don't want to commit to that yet. Now, the next thing that we have to do is our cow. Now, I kind of like my cow's feet underneath this twine. He kind of looks cute on the top too. So I'm not 100%, but as you can tell, because I have pop dots on here, I'm only going to put pop dots from the sheep up to the rooster. I'm not going to worry about the cow because it's going to rest on the rest of my tape. Okay, so I'm going to use the same type of tape so that it's the same height in case my pop dots are different. And again, that's just one of these learned by experience things. Sometimes your pop dot isn't the same thickness as what else you're using. And then it's going to sit different. Aw, thank you, Linda. I'm so glad. Have you been to the store? Are you local? I remember you were here when we did the layout page as well. I'm glad that I can offer some suggestions. And a lot of it is just trial and error. That's how we learn. That's how I learn, is trial and error. And I might not like it today, but tomorrow I absolutely love it. So again, squeezing down the foam tape does help to release the back. But sometimes I think just in this humidity, it's being a little naughty. Okay, so again, I never ever put foam tape down without my Dries Clear. Now I also need some adhesive on my cow's feet and a little bit of his tummy. And what am I going to do? Am I going to go on top of the twine or am I going to go below the twine? I think I'm going to go on top. There's something telling me to go on top. Okay. So now I do want to center my animals in my panel. Okay. And it's just a fun thing. Oh, you're local. Hamilton, we can ship to you, not a problem. We ship everywhere in North America. So maybe someday you can come for a drive. Hamilton's not that far away. I have a lot of ladies that come from your area. So maybe you guys can meet up and carpool or that kind of thing. Hi, Suzanne, how are you? So last things that we have is our tag. Now my tag, I'm gonna try to rough it up a little bit. If I'm not happy, I'm going to ink it because it's a weird color and it doesn't really want to distress well. And I don't want to wreck the shape of the banner. So I'm just gonna play here for a second. I'm not seeing a lot of white core yet. So just give me a second. Okay, and then I'm going to go in. I think I'm going to use my ground espresso for this one because it's more black in color and I have black cardstock. So I think that I'm going to go that route and I'm just going to ink this up just a little bit. So I'm not sure if you can see it there, but it's definitely got much more of a black undertone to the ground espresso. So now I'm just going to use my pop dots, but because my pop dots are too wide, I'm just going to cut them in half. Okay, so I'm just going to cut one in half. Just going to layer this on the back. I seem to be seeing a shadow. I think the sun is moving. Hopefully you guys are okay. Okay, so push nice and hard down on these. And then the backs just pop right off. Got a little piece of twine caught on there. Okay, so this is just gonna go up in the top. Now they want it to be straight. I don't do straight. So I'm gonna do a little bit on an angle. I did not do Dries Clear on there because I knew that's where I wanted it. Okay. Now in the photo, they want me to put the small check down here, but it's too close to the black cardstock and I don't like that. So I'm going to raise it up onto the yellow. Have just a little bit of the backing from the cardstock or the chipboard. piece. Okay, so what I mean by that is I'm going to put this little heart that has more black on it up on the yellow so that it shows better. And then I'm going to put my teal closer to the black and kind of angle them out. Okay, and then I wanted to bring in some of this beautiful bling from Pink Fresh, because we love Pink Fresh bling, and it comes in many sizes. I'm going to pour some out so hopefully you can see the different sizes. I'm going to try to turn them over. Of course, they never come out with the flat side down. So these are the sizes that come in here. I do believe that there's a medium one as well. So you get some large, you get some small. They come in 12 different colors. This is my favorite because it's just iridescent. So it's like a prism. So you're gonna see a lot of different colors in it, but then they also do come in particular colors such as yellow, blue, black, red, kind of thing. Can't get me tweezers to work. I don't think it's the tweezers, I think it's the operator. Come on, okay, you're gonna go back in the bag because you're not working. So off to your room you go. So I'm gonna bring this up so you can see these. Good morning, Birgit. Okay, so hopefully I'm up. I'm just gonna wait until the iPad catches up so I can be sure that you're actually, whoops, I need to come this way. You never know which way you have to go with these darn things because I'm looking in reverse. Come back this way. Come back, come back. There we go. There we go. Oh, too far now. Oh my goodness, you guys are gonna get nauseous. Anyway, these are absolutely stunning. That's the long and short of it. So I'm going to add, I wanna have a little one on my little heart. So I just put a little dollop of glue on there, and with my tweezers, I'm just going to set one of the little bling on there. And you probably can't see it, but there's a little bit of glue that's showing around where I put my bling down. Don't worry about that. Yeah. It's gonna dry clear, and you're not even gonna notice it anyway. So I'm gonna put another little piece. Oh, Gary brought us in. There we go. So I'm gonna put another little bit of glue, just a little drop, not big. Grab my tweezers. I'm gonna put a bigger one on this one. Just kind of set it down, kind of wiggle it a little bit so it causes some suction. Okay. And then I also wanted, because I'm gonna do a lot more on this card, I'm gonna put 3 little spots of glue on the left side. I'm gonna put a large one in the middle and push it down. And again, I'm not keeping them exactly so. This is my medium size. And then I'm gonna do one of the smalls down at the end. And once everything dries, I'm gonna share some photos with you online of the finished cards. Seems to be struggling trying to find, it's going in and out. Okay. So now I'm just gonna put these back so I don't lose them or drop them. Okay, and these little packages have a little zipper on the top. They keep everything inside. None of these are gonna fall out. They're absolutely stunning. If you don't own any of these Pink Fresh bling, you need to. You guys know I'm not an upseller, but when there's things that I love and think you need, I'm gonna tell you about it. And this is definitely one of them that you need, okay? Like I said, they come in 12 colors. They're absolutely stunning. All right, so now I'm gonna bring in my, what I'm calling my frame, which is my card base, making sure that it's opening like a book. And I am going to put some Dries Clear on the back. Gary, can you pull that tip off? That tip is annoying. No, the whole tip. There we go. So sometimes you just need to lose the tip when it's not working, and Put your adhesive down. Now you'll notice I'm putting much more adhesive on this one this time because there's a lot more weight on this. I think you might have to zoom out just a tidge. Just a tidge. Okay, so now we're just going to center this on top of our card base. Okay, pat everything down, make sure it's where we want it without touching our bling because we don't want to knock our bling around. And then now I'm going to trim off my tails because I want them to be no longer than the card. So now it's easy peasy just to trim off the extra, and I know that I have not taken too much off or left too much in that case. Now I would love, if I had my scissors, I would absolutely love, or my scissors, my sewing machine, I would absolutely love to do some stitching on some of these. Do you sew with your cards and layouts? I do. I'm a seamstress. I absolutely love to incorporate my first love of sewing on my projects. So definitely would, you know, do some crazy stitches here. You could also go in with a pen and just do some mock stitches with a ruler. There's a lot of different things that you could do. I could be here all day just playing. I absolutely love doing this stuff. So if there's something that you guys want to see in the future, let me know. So just as a recap, we have our beginner card, which is the card that is exactly what the instructions are. The only thing I did to this card, I went ahead and I distressed the edges. Other than that, it is exactly the same as the instructions. And then we beefed it up a little bit and added some dimensionals, lots of pop dots. I inked the edges. I actually had brought out some yellow bling that I thought I might put. I'm going to do it right now. See? This is how it all just kind of evolves. So I'm just going to put a little dollop of glue in each of these rows or these little flowers. And I'm going to go into my little bag and I'm going to take out a couple bling, maybe. Come on. And I'm just going to set them inside. So again, now I've still followed the instructions, but I've just done a little bit of me on the cards and just made them just, you know, they were already awesome and now they're just a little bit more awesome. So I just got to find the right size. So there we go. So now I've added a few little bling inside of the flowers. Okay, so it's just, again, it's just little attention to detail that takes 2 seconds to do. Just have all your product out and about so that when you want to add little things, you might have it right at your disposal and be the first thing that you grab to add on. So there's nothing wrong with adding on a few things. Look at the shine on those. It's just so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to seal my bag up so I don't spill them because that is me. I would be the first one to spill all over the place. Sorry for my arm being in the way. And then of course we have the last one that I just did, which is a little bit more advanced. So totally depending on who you are and what you like, lots of different themes. We also have card kits in the gnome, the Christmas party. We have a couple other card kits, snail mail, and then we have a few other ones coming. So always watch for the card kits. All the companies are putting them out right now because people are wanting things that are a little easier to do and fast, and all you have to do is just open the package and go. I mean, I can't stress enough, no trimmer required, no cutting, except what you want to do, right? So yeah. So anyway, that's my little show and tell for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed doing cards. If there's something else that you would like me to demo next Friday or so, let me know. Whether it's heartfelt flowers, whether it's, I don't know, something. If there's anything that you're thinking that, you know, you would like to know, or if I can give you little hints on something, let me know. Because as you know me, and you come in the store, I always have a million different ways to do one thing. So sometimes it's something so simple that you didn't know about, and it just makes your life a little easier. Okay? So thanks for the love, you guys. That's awesome. So enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend. Come and see us. This week's sale, all Tim Holtz Ideology products are on sale, 15% off, I believe. And then Kathy's working on an order that just arrived now, as well as the Heartfelt that arrived last night. So the festive poinsettia is available for pickup today. We also got in the Home for the Holidays for the August release, but it is not released until next Wednesday. Okay, and then we have our release party the following Saturday. So enjoy your day, take care of yourself, and be well, stay hydrated, and we will see you soon. Okay, thanks everyone, take care.